I turned 7 years old, I decided pink wasn't my favorite color anymore. I mean, after all, pink was for girly girls, and there was no way that was me. So I instead chose the obvious choice, blue. But not just any blue, it was sky blue. Soon I figured out I wasn't actually the only one with sky blue as a favorite color. And as teachers commended students for being unique, I felt, well, horrible. Not only did I not fit into a clique, but I was in general very boring. So in my frantic search for validation, I decided I had to move on. I mean, after all, I was almost 12 years old. My new favorite color was gray, spelled G-R-E-Y, because gray with an A was clearly too basic. I listened to some pretty hardcore music, like 21 Pilots and Panic at the Disco. After skimming, intensely researching educulture, I was practically better than everyone else. Shaming people for liking popular things made me so incredibly cool. Plus, it was a pretty amazing excuse for the fact that I was painfully below average at sports. Sports were for basic people, and there was no way that was me. Instead, I was worried about what my mom thought about my black pants, black panties, and extensive amount of cheap jewelry. She did not like it very much. So because of my angsty preteen rage, I scoured Tumblr and came across everyone's favorite trend, romanticizing mental illness. Now, this led me down quite a dark path for a while, but thankfully, once 21 Pilots started playing on the radio, I decided I had to move on, yet again as I entered my freshman year. My favorite color was now yellow, and as a socially anxious 14-year-old girl with absolutely zero experience in relationships, I related heavily to Ruby Carr's poems about toxic relationships. He was an insert random object here, and I was an insert another random object here. I had to make sure everyone knew how complex and deep I was by carrying around these obscure poetry books everywhere. And of course, I had to look the part by having an incredibly overpriced pumpkin backpack and non-prescription glasses. Soon, I realized I was just so cool, I completely isolated myself from everyone. But of course, since everyone knew I could never be seen talking to girls who wore Ugg boots or listened to Taylor Swift, I of course turned to astrology. What problem couldn't be solved by knowing I was a Cancer Sun, Libra Moon, and Leo Rising? And who needs friends when the stars can tell you what random specific household object you are based on your moon sign? Now, once other girls started listening to Billie Eilish or Rex Orange County, I decided maybe I didn't care. So what if I liked the color yellow or wore Doc Martens like every other 15-year-old girl in my grade? People can have common interests, right? And sure, being unique is great, but once you start becoming an off-brand Holden Caulfield, things don't always go too well. In life, we travel down long paths that can lead to isolation and becoming even more confused about our identity before we even thought about it in the first place. So today, I decided being average is okay. And yeah, my favorite color is actually pink.